Oh, you mean like Detective Johnson? Yeah, he's been a big help. His partner went missing, and you know what he did? Retired.
I heard that.
Looks like we have a kitty joining us today. This is Shrimpy. This is Return of the Slasher Nurse, 2019. This was something, alright? This was a movie. It's an hour and 37 minutes. It's a little longer than I would have hoped from a movie like this. I'll read you the synopsis. So I'm betting the synopsis was put in there by the director or some sort of producer. He wrote and directed it, so I'm assuming he's involved in every aspect of it. It's like a paragraph of what they want to put. 6 years after a group of friends went missing on a trip to a cabin in the woods, Kara, the younger sister of Aaron, is still determined to find out what happened to her older sister. After hearing the news of the investigating detective's retirement, Kara becomes more determined than ever to take things into her own hands. With the help of another missing cabin member's sibling, they set off a chain of events that gives them exactly what they asked for: the return of the slasher nurse. Be careful for what you ask for. What? It's written and directed by David Kerr. The only other thing I've really seen off of David Kerr, other than the slasher nurse stuff, is Bloody Summer Camp. Now, if you're a Tubi person who goes looking for movies on Tubi, you might have seen Bloody Summer Camp go by. And he does have the previous movie of this, the original slasher nurse, this one, and there's a new one coming out in 2025 called The Slasher Nurse. That's it. So it stars Will Debley as Officer Logan Presley, Neon Fear, Mortician, or movies he was in, and that's about it. Nobody else has a picture on IMDb. So if you don't have a picture on IMDb, I don't even bother clicking on you because I don't think you're going to have much in there and whatever. So, and a lot of this will become obvious as we get into the movie. So, there's two kids walking down a road, and then one has blood on her. So I'm assuming the kid, they look to be like young teenagers or something like that. And then one of them's walking back, and it looks like she has blood on her. Well, she does. And so it kind of implies that something happened there. And then Grandpa goes looking for the kids. And then he ends up getting his head chopped off. Not head, but the top of his head gets chopped off. And it's pretty cool. It's a cool little effect, for practical effect and everything. You get to see his brain, and there's like blood spurting out for some reason. You get the credits. And it looks like we're going to recap the first movie. So we recap the first movie in like a news break or something like that. There's a psychologist talking to a girl. We see a person dragging a body. It's a blonde woman. And then it shows some really sweet trucks. So we got some sweet old trucks they're showing. Honestly, the cars in this movie are the stars of this movie. Forget about the rest of it. Not a big deal. Focus on the cars. The cars are awesome. So this guy is yelling. So they're on this back dirt road, and another truck pulls up behind this truck, and he's honking and like, get out of the way. You're on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. You don't do that. Okay, so I live in Wyoming. Wyoming is mostly dirt roads. If you did that, people would like pop up behind the hills kind of thing and be like, what are you honking at? And everyone's carrying out here, so it's like, you just don't do that. You go around them because there's nobody driving on dirt roads. And if you see a broken down car on a dirt road and no one's around it, you keep driving. If there's someone around it, it looks like something's obviously wrong, you might stop, roll down the window, say, hey, you need AAA or whatever, that sort of thing. Anyways, girl talking to a guy about his brother. So apparently this girl's brother, or this girl's sister, and this guy's brother are from the part one, and they went missing. So she's looking to find them, the brother and sister, and they go to some guy's house who she has a lead on or something like that, and the guy tortures the guy who lives at the house, and then ends up killing him, And the acting here is chef's kiss. Amazing. Oh, really hits, it really brings it home. And I don't want to go there yet. We'll get there. So, we get to see a sweet car again. It's a rad car they show. Oh, surprise titties. This girl's like standing in the bathroom kind of thing. And then, oh, I'm just going to take my shirt off. Oh, okay, sure. Wasn't expecting that. Her girlfriend is worried about her, and they talk for too long, and then they kiss for some reason. The director knew. Well, I'm going to get to what I think is going on in this movie. I think this. Okay, when you're like trolling bad movies and going through and finding a bad movie to watch or that sort of thing, you get the fun bad movies, you get the bad movies, and then you get the bad movies that were fetish movies from the director. And I think we might have stumbled into one of those. And I don't like it. So then we cut to a nurse chopping through a guy, just some guy. She chops through his leg, he's yelling, that sort of thing. Some blonde girl kills him. So the nurse and the blondie are friends or family. They showed him at the beginning, and like the mom, so I think they're sisters or something like that. And then they go to eat lunch. Blondie and nurse have the psychologist from the beginning, and they slash his throat, and they stick a pin in his eye. I'm kind of sticking to the kills on this one. This is not a good movie. It was one of the bad movies. Like, the kills are cool, but everything in between the kills, oh goodness. Okay, and I'll explain further. So, the girlfriend of the main girl comes home, and you get more titties. And then here's something under the bed. A nurse is under there and grabs her and pulls her under. Has her tied up, topless, in panties. And I'm thinking, ah, crap. Is this a director fetish movie? You know? I'm starting to think that when I'm watching it. And the nurse pulls off a fingernail. Cuts a leg off. Okay, so this is a weird director fetish thing, right? Okay. Nurse cuts a nipple off, and it's showing it. Yeah, this is a weird director fetish movie, huh? This goes on for 10 minutes of this girl getting tortured. So, I'm sitting here like, what's going on here? These aren't the kind of bad movies I like. I like the bad fun movies. This is a bad torture movie. This is because the director had some money and he's like, maybe I can get some of the stuff I can't do in real life. Maybe I can do it on screen, that sort of thing. This is my opinion. I think there's directors who do this, and it's happened since the 30s, 40s, if not earlier. If you go and look at the stuff before the Hays Code hit, before 32, 33, there's nudity in there. I'm just saying. So, there's been some cops who are investigating missings and missing people and deaths and whatnot. So there's been a cop lady, and she's questioning a biker girl. And then suddenly, apparently they know each other, they're topless and making out. But they're like 60 years old. It's the wildest thing. So if we're going down that like fetish thing, he's got a thing for like torture and stuff like that. But then he's into the mature stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a movie. This is one of the most movies I've ever seen. So, Blondie and Nurse, they end up chasing a guy with a chainsaw, and the lighting is terrible. I'm not sure what's going on. They catch him and chainsaw his back, maybe? Maybe it's his front, maybe it's his back, I'm not sure, because the lighting is freaking terrible. Fix your lighting. If you're going to do a night scene, make sure you have adequate lighting. If not, film day for night. That's all you got to do. It's what they've been doing since the 20s for day for night. And then suddenly we have a topless lady. Okay, so there's a topless lady shoving a dildo into some dude's butt, like kind of thing, like shoving it in there, and there's another guy like watching it, getting off on it. It's really weird. So and this kind of sealed my deal on, oh, it's a fetish movie kind of thing. Oh, that sucks. This isn't fun. So it was like, okay, you're not going to add that sort of thing in a movie because unless they're trying to be funny, and it's not coming off as funny. This one was hard to watch. So, nurse shows up, stabs the lady, and then she shoves a machete with a serrated edge up the guy's butt. He's like, too far, too far. That was kind of funny. With the too far, too far. And then she shoves a giant dildo down his throat or something. I don't know. This is one of those movies that... I dare you to watch it. It's painful. This is one of those painful bad movies. Because you know what's going on. And you're like, dude, come on. Why are you dragging me through your muck? Kind of thing. So anyways, Blondie hacks some guy. Guy has Blondie... Oh, the guy from the beginning, that the girl went to see about his sister or something. He has Blondie held by a gun. So he's holding a gun and like, hey, you need to stop with that sort of thing. Cop lady comes in, shoots him. So nurse comes in and chops the lady's head off. And then they chase the main girl. And by they, I mean Blondie and nurse. And she knocks out Blondie. She stabs the nurse. And then the guy who was shot by the cop comes in. Still alive, apparently. Shows up. Shoots the nurse. And then credits. So, there is a part 3 coming in 2025. If you're into this sort of thing, 2025, you can watch it. Because they set it up that the Blondie didn't actually die. She's going to be the next nurse. We know what's going on. Should you watch it? No. This isn't no. This isn't one of those like, well, maybe if you like the... No, just don't bother. Don't bother. It's on Tubi right now. He has like 5 films under him, and half of them are in regards to this. So let him get Bloody Summer Camp. From what I hear, is pretty good. I haven't watched it yet, but I hear it's pretty good. So give that one a shot over this one, and then he's going to get some years under his belt, directing, that sort of thing. He's no Mark Poloni, I'll tell you that. So yeah, I'd pass. Unless you just want to skim through and watch the kills. Some of the kills are cool, but other than that, yeah, just go ahead and pass. So, anyways, that's it. That's it for Bad Movies Deep Dive. I'm Dave, and I will see you next time.